Oi, oi! Good evening, all. I apologise in advance for this. There's a reason why I've got this, everybody. Look at the state of that. I got a nasty eye infection that's killing me. So if I suddenly go a bit skewiffy, you know the reason why. But good evening. Oh, sorry, am I shamelessly plugging the merch, as my cohort who's going to be with us tonight calls it? Sorry about that. I need to put it back to that. We'll put something out later, so you can go and get this, and don't forget on the back, let Combe TV be gin. Come on. And now we are letting Combe TV be gin, and we certainly are, because I can't do it so easy now. Add to the stream. I can't get it in the right place, Tom. Tom, welcome, mate. Welcome back.
I don't know where to start, to be honest, Chris. I mean, there's too many jokes. When you just said if I'm a bit skew, well, when aren't you? You know, as you've got the giant glass of gin there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what to say. Is it not rum? Shouldn't you have a parrot? You've got a what have you got? Yeah. Where's your flamingo? Isn't it? Yeah. Oh, you are on the rum. Good.
No, it's whiskey, to be fair, but it looks like rum, doesn't it?
I can't see. It's a
Buffalo Trace.
Oh, so well, how are you? Apart from the eye,
how typical is this? That we're like, what are we now? 2 days away from the fantastic restart of racing, and I'm only going to see one half of the circuit by the looks of this. You know, it's typical. I've been down to the doctors and pharmacists and everything today. I got eye drops, the whole lot, and it's just crucifying me. So apologies, everybody. Apologies that I'm looking stupid. Frankly, let's get it out in the open. Stupider. Actually, I'd go with that one. But you know, I just thought that it wasn't fair to unleash that on everybody.
No, it's a bit. No, it's.
So yeah, it's incredibly painful, and I'm now getting fluff in my eye and everything.
Oh,
goodness me.
God.
It's all happening. I've been trying to find the best way to do it, but there we go. There we go.
For the cause, for the cause. That's what you're doing, like a soldier at the front line.
They're like an Irish band, weren't they? The Cause. I can't remember, but yeah, I think so. Goose saying, aye, thanks, mate, thanks. But glad to see Tim Perry, Dilly, Dawsey, and everyone. Good evening, mate.
Yeah, Dilly.
Even Emma Strawford saying, aye, Captain.
Just you're in for it now, don't you? You know you're in for it now.
Crikey, even getting abused by M. Oh, no chance. Mind you, so are you, mate, because you said there's too many jokes. And Richard Beardy says, when you say jokes...
Oh, Beardy. Hey, he's getting ready. He's getting ready for the weekend. I mean, it's a big one, isn't it? This is what was the last time that you commentated? On a live event, not some Mickey Mouse blooming computer game.
Easy, man, easy.
I might as well start. Get them going.
Yeah, spot the old boy in the room. That way. Spot the old boy in the room. I'm trying to remember now. It's either the end of October or the beginning of November. So, the simple answer is one hell of a long time. And, joking aside, it's been really, really good to be able to keep my eye in. Hey. Vance brothers.
Hang on. I'm jabbing
yeah. But no, I've been able to sort of like get some practice in. But it will still be that come Saturday, I'll be really nervous, because you kind of settle into it all, and I've missed it like mad. I really have, and the adrenaline from it all, and it's going to be so good. And I know that a lot of you have said that you're still gutted that you can't go and watch and what have you. But but what I will say is thank you for all your comments that have actually said thank you for the effort that has gone in to enable this live stream to be coming back, and it really is. And I have to put a massive thanks out for Kev from Bristol saying, hey, as if by magic.
As if by magic.
Is that the current Mrs. Dawes over there as well?
I'm waiting and she becomes the ex Mrs. Dawes.
Yeah. Well, apparently you're not.
Right, come on.
But,
Too much frivolity.
serious one-eyed face. Come on.
Yeah, serious. Oh dear.
But yes, it's thank you for your comments. Kevin from Bristol Sound has been doing amazing. Now, the thing to let you all know from the outset is that I know a lot of you have been going, please, can we have Quarry Corner? The answer is yes.
Oh, that's amazing. That's great news.
Absolutely. We've got 6 cameras, 6 static cameras.
Yeah.
Is that like the 66 sheep and something like that, isn't it? We got 6 of them that are going to be up there. At the very least, it is a camera from Old Paddock that's actually going to be zoomed right in on Quarry. There is actually a very real possibility. Kevin, the 11th hour, was trying to see whether he could get something at the gate on the exit of Quarry that would then be looking across it. So there is going to be something there. So literally, we've got everything around. We've got over the start, finish straight, looking at the grid, which will of course include camp when they complete the lap as well. Then we've got another one that's looking Folly and up Avon Rise and obviously the entrance to Quarry. Then there's going to be something from Quarry. At the worst, it's going to be looking down Farm Straight at it and zoomed in on it, or it might be closer. Then we've got Old Paddock back to S's.
Yep.
Then we've got Tower, which is brilliant. It's an absolute treat for me and Ian Salmon, my co-commentator on the day, because, of course, normally neither of us really get to see that. Equally, we've then got another camera at Bobby's looking back to Tower as well, which, again, is something we don't normally see. Yep. So we've got the whole circuit covered. It is static cameras, and you'll have to bear with me because if we suddenly see that something's clearly gone on one of them, I'll then be on another monitor, suddenly double clicking to take one of those 6 cameras to take up the whole screen.
Yeah, yeah.
It won't be sort of literally doing that round all of them as we go. Most of the time, it'll be the 6 cameras, but we can suddenly zoom up to one of them. So
I think what people got to understand, Chris, is is that we're doing this. You're doing it. You and Kevin are doing this. In fairness, you've done all the legwork on this in your own spare time and sorted it out. We are. We've got, don't get me wrong, the entries are great the weekend, but we're not got the numbers and we've not got the outside clubs that we normally have. Everything at the moment. It was even to the point where I thought, I was looking through the budgets and thinking, I could commentate, couldn't I? I could just do that for free. I've done a bit with Chris now, but every penny counts, and you guys have absolutely done this. You've have anything to have any form of camera and going out on TSL and, like I said, on YouTube, and to be able to dip in and dip out, because at the end of the day, so whenever people say, we're being live streamed, who's going to be able to sit there on Saturday and watch it all day? The pubs are opening. So that's the other thing, isn't it? So I think it's brilliant. You've done a sterling job, mate, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'll be there, obviously, Saturday, and I'm going to help and do what I can. And I think any camp, everyone should just, big thank you. And I hopefully people appreciate what you've done and Kevin's done and take it for what it is.
And that's what I wanted to say is that they have, to be fair, we've had such a wide breadth of comment and opinions about Saturday, some of which has been unfair as well, aimed at the circuit, because they're suddenly seeing things like you mentioned, pubs opening and things like that. They go, well, surely that means that the circuit, why can't Combe do that? And it's like, hold up, it's not Castle Combe that are forcing this. Motorsport UK have to adhere to what the government's saying. That also impacts the insurance, and so there's limitations. Fly to the ointment to some extent, as exciting as it may be, is that we then suddenly had the announcement that the MSV circuits are going to be opening from the weekend after. By the way, I hasten to point this one out to you all. There are events going on at MSV circuits this weekend as well. Snetterton, I was supposed to be, they were trying to get me to commentate there, and I said, nope, I'm at Combe. And they're not having spectators. It's from the following weekend, so we're not doing anything different even to them. But even there, everybody's going, hang on, how come that's happening? We've been told it can't. So there is a massive unknown. Now, what I will point out to be devil's advocate is absolutely everybody, including Motorsport UK and MSV and us and everybody else, we've not been in this situation before. It is unique. We are all with the same goal. Believe us, we are too. We're trying to get it so that we're back open to everybody. We want us to be back together. It's family Combe, for goodness sake. We want to be there. But, please understand is that it is not as simple as going, well, Boris said the pubs can open.
No. And at the end of the day, I mean, yeah, and Leicester's just been locked down, and there was stuff flying around on the internet the other day on Facebook and everything else about Wiltshire having problems and everything else. And we're working there. There's a lot of people we've got to do. So this is the first one. You just said the first one out of the box since, well, for us, October last year. And it's a big thing. And like you said, this COVID-19 is not going away. It's not happened before. We've got to learn, and we're using this as our blueprint on Saturday to see that we can run a safe event and use all the facilities and everything else. I can't just tell you how much money's been spent on safety, additional equipment, and all the masks and things. They all cost money, and it's trying to get hold of doctors and paramedics and everything else has been they're tired. A lot of them, they're very tired. They've had a long business. So it's all got to go together. It's all got it's a massive jigsaw, isn't it? At the end of the day, and I think we need to get this one under our belt, and then we've got the 1st of August. Gives us over a month, or under a month, should I say? To have a look. I think MSV, they're a huge organisation compared to us. Lots of different resources. And we will watch and see what they do, and my boss has been in contact with the Circuit Owners Association and also with MSV as well, and Motorsport UK, and saying, look, we just need a bit of help and guidance. That's all we're looking for. We just want a bit of help to make sure we do the right thing, and that for everybody. That's for the staff, the customers, the spectators, everybody, whatever it is. But we also got to remember is we don't want to upset people who live in Wiltshire and who live in Chippenham and who live locally, and we want the circuit to keep going. We've had a fantastic June. We've been very lucky running some track days and test days and things like that, and it's all been really, really hard work. The whole team have put a load of effort in. And that's what it's about. We've got to take baby steps at the moment. We've got to take baby steps to get everything back up and running, because we don't want, as Sue said last week, we don't want the problem 2 weeks down the road, things like that. So it's about baby steps. And I think that's it. We'll do what we can. And obviously we want day visitors, spectators, whatever you want to call them. And we need them, but we can only have them if it's right for everybody and safe for everybody.
Correct, exactly right. We'll just as soon be turned on if we let everybody in and it all went Pete Tong. It'd be an even bigger issue, and frankly, that's more the issue, because then that's messing with people's health. Whereas now, frankly, it's like going, look, okay, we're going to take some people that think, why can't we do this? Why can't we do that? And it's like, well, we can't because we're told we can't. But equally, we need to keep everybody safe. That's the main focus. So, It is what it is, and frankly, that's out of the way just to sort of address the elephant in the room, because I know people suddenly saw that news, and it's constantly our biggest fear is new news comes out, and everybody, because we've all been trapped in this lockdown in a horrible situation, we get this little tidbit and we go, oh great, you've given me an inch, can I take a mile? And that's what we want to be able to do as humans, me included. All of us are included in that.
I mean, without that, and you look at look at the pubs and we're out here in Sudbury, what the poor pubs and restaurants I've got to go through at the moment, and it's a lot of work for everybody. And I think we'll get there, we'll do it, and just give us time and just be patient. And I saw today. We've done 2 tests. We had a test day last week and a test day today, and the drivers are, they've not been out their cages. Let's just.
I know, and that is a concern.
It's a good way to segue into what this Saturday.
It is.
They have not been out their cages.
Yeah, exactly, and we, hence I made the comment last time saying, guys, please just remember you've got to get yourself back into this.
Yeah,
just gently.
Steve Weston was track manager today, and I think 10 to 5, it was like, and you could just.
How many times did you see Steve go?
We've got. This is just a nice, good segue into it, isn't it? And we've got 23? I think almost 23 Formula Fords, 21 Formula Fords. I'm just looking at the list now. And I can't count that quickly.
I'll see if I can count quicker with one eye.
Some big names, and a lot of them been testing today, and it's really, really impressive. So I'm just trying to find it now. Where is it? 23. 23. There you go.
Yeah.
Some brilliant names there. Some names there that we all know. really well, and some names that we've not seen for a long time. Some new faces, there's some absolutely. I mean, so I think that, and they were, there was some really good stuff there today, and they're chatting to a few people, and the atmosphere is good, people are excited, and they're ready to go. But that's the thing, they are ready to go, and we had a couple of little minor incidents and issues for the day.
And that's what we need, is the sensible down on on the grid. I'm loving the fact that we got so many of you have come in, and I'm going to quickly go through some of the comments that have been coming on that doesn't necessarily abuse us. Actually, no, I can't resist. I got to put up our very own Sam Preston. Nice hair, Tom. You're my hero.
It's getting a bit wayward now, isn't it? I don't quite know what's going on.
No one ever says that about me, do they?
No, like a bald egg.
Yeah. Cheers, mate. Mike Gardner, excited to be there Saturday. Adam Preble, I expected better of you, mate. He's putting a parrot on my shoulder already. Come on, man.
Absolutely.
That's just wrong on every level. And the Pirates flag. Honestly, mate, I thought we were buddies, but you're just rubbing it in there. Emma Strawford, excuses booking the comms box. Comms box, bless you, Dawsy. Thank you. I hope it is. Paul Wiltshire, you could be a post chief with only one eye. I think there's a story there, isn't there?
Yeah.
And, bless. I've got to put this one up. This is Chris Ignall. That's a bit deep, man. That is deep. Welcome to the club, Dawsy. And for those of you who don't know, most of you will, and we're going to do a show that's going to feature Chris. Actually, Chris doesn't know that yet, I don't think, but now he will. Is that we're going to have a show with Chris Ignall and I think Rob Ballard as well, where it's people that have fought against adversity to still be racing. And Chris Hignall, many of you will know the story, is that sadly fireworks went off at the wrong time and into his face, and he's lost the sight in one eye, and he still gets out and races, and his beautiful wife Wendy Hignall looks after him as well, makes sure that he's got everything in that he needs in, and etc. But that's deep, Chris. That I wouldn't go there.
I thought you said diversity, and I thought, I thought that's, I don't know.
Have you seen him dance?
Or something? Oh, there is that as well. Yeah. That's a thought.
Yeah. Mary Ward, wishing everyone a great day on Saturday. I'll be glued to my phone. Great job for getting racing going again. And of course, she'll be glued even more so because, and I'll come on to it in more detail later, so good to see we're getting more regular names coming back to Formula Fords in particular. And Nathan Ward is back out. He's back racing, and I'm really tough. I've got a lot of information to read through later on him. Matt Coyle, good evening, guys. And of course, that is the Saloon car coordinator that is out there, as well as Dark Hound detailing. Richard Beard, aiming to be ready middle of next week.
Yeah,
you ain't got that long, mate. Sorry, mate.
He's such a joker, isn't he? But he's a cool cucumber, as we said before.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's been laughing off, ignoring my calls, ignoring my texts, but it's fine. It's
we
fine,
all
Richard.
do that, mate.
Well, yeah, fairness. Yeah. It's funny, but when I text and said about, shall I get some ciders in for the end of the day, I get an instant reply. It's funny, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Good to see, by the way. Look at this. For those of you on the screen, you can see that's a different symbol. If we put up Beardy's, for example, you see it's got the Facebook symbol. But when we bring up this, Rally Maniz didn't see that coming. Thanks, mate. I get what you did there. But you can watch all of this on Facebook and YouTube, which is the same for the racing live on the weekend. It is all there and available. For the YouTube, for the Castle Combe, it's youtube.com/user/Castle Combe Circuit UK, and it will all be there ready to show you all the live feeds and everything. I like this one as well. Sam's not letting up, is he? You look like Ricky Gervais. That's it.
I've had Stephen Merchant. I've had Ricky Gervais. I've had
it's Gervais.
I think it's the hair at the moment, because normally the one I've had David Walliams, like a fat David Walliams, but slightly less camp. Well,
I'm letting that one go. I'm keeping myself out of trouble. Emma Strawford, you're absolutely right. Yeah. Brothers are back. We are. And this is a light-hearted stream to sort of get everyone back ready for this show. Sorry, Tim Perry, it's back. Oh, I like this. I'm getting medical advice as well. Richard Beard says, Jackie suggests you put cold black tea on the eye. I'll give that a go. Jamie Peters Ennis says, Chris, what have you done? I know, mate. I'm sorry. It's a lung infection. I don't know where it's come from. It is absolutely horrific. There's times when I'm fretting about it because it's.
You've been washing your hands properly.
I have, mate. I have. You leave that out. Let's have a look. Oh, good man to see that our hero, the paramedic Chris Mason. Evening, folks. He's back.
Chris. Sorry, just going back there. He, absolutely done an outstanding job. I've never seen so much medical health and safety-esque equipment in all my days, and I haven't got a clue what it is, obviously. But yeah, he has done an outstanding job. The whole team there have done an outstanding job, and I think everyone should really, give them a social distance pat on the back. But they really have thought about everything for you guys. I mean, I always say this: that, if I'm going to have a heart attack, which is pretty likely, I want to have it on the circuit on a race day, because I tell you, those guys, honestly, it is. Yeah. So hats off to you guys. But you're all in real safe hands. That's all I can say. Unbelievably safe hands.
Without question. And I've got to tell you, and again, that first that Chris has heard about this is that the plan is, and I know a lot of you will be pleased with this, is that we're going to get Chris and possibly Chris and Emma, with a bit of luck, on the show. And we're just going to chat about how, the work that they are doing and what they're doing. So I hope that's okay, Chris. I'm going to be speaking to you soon. We want to get you on the show. You let me know whether that's just you and Emma. I'm not getting involved in that. I'm just a stirrer. But we'll have a chat about the amazing work that you're doing. So many people have been screaming about the great work they've been doing.
And I think that'll be good post-event, because I think it'll give us a really good idea of what the challenge is and what, and the reasons why we can't just open doors and things. So I think that'd be great to get them on next week, or whenever.
Open doors.
Yeah, it's a plug there for you.
Yeah. Although
I haven't even got a blooming t-shirt. I'm wearing a work t-shirt, and it has my name on it just in case I forget who I am.
Hang on, let me remove that. I couldn't see it. Do that again.
So I've got my work t-shirt. I don't even get a fancy t-shirt. Like, I've had to pay for one of those t-shirts and a mug. See, that's my work t-shirt.
You have,
got my name
mate.
on it.
You have, and I've got to say, I'm mighty impressed that you've done that, and thank you. You've got, sadly, it's not with you yet. By the way, though, the Becky Hill, and hopefully we'll hear from Becky later. Sadly, she's missing this weekend. I know she was virtually in tears about that she's been forced to work this weekend. But one of our mighty Orange Army, and she was the first to buy the t-shirt, and it is the purple one she's going for. You can get it in purple, you can get it in black, you can get it in white. Plus there's this was funny, Tom, is that there's, many of you will see from the shop, that you can actually get a water bottle, which is a really cool one, that it's got
I saw that,
the alternating between the normal sort of like suction shut, or it's got the sports one with the sports cap on it, and both of them are there, and you can alternate between the two. I called it a drinks bottle with all of the mention about gin on it. Facebook said no alcohol products are allowed to be mentioned. But as soon as I changed it all to water bottle, it was all right. So it's a trackside water bottle, all right?
There you go, yeah. No,
I keep blowing my nose because the eye pain makes my nose run as well. Sadly,
I bought a t-shirt and I bought a giant mug as well.
How cool is that, though? It's one of those giant ones, isn't it?
I mean,
I thought you could only get from Sports Direct.
Yeah, exactly.
Are available.
Yeah. No. So that's Amelia's birthday present sorted. So.
She was looking for something with your name on it, wasn't she?
Yeah, bless her. Yeah. So there you go. No, that's brilliant. No, please go and buy them. Please, I want to see. Yeah, it'd be great. I mean, obviously,
we want to see everybody together.
We do.
Reminds us of this lockdown that we were all together.
Definitely,
and it just is a bit of fun. It is just fun. We've had such a good laugh. And by the way, to let you all know, as has been requested, is that Combe TV, by the sounds of it, is going to continue on and on, and we'll do previews, reviews, and get various guests on. More and more of you, the guests will become all of you that are watching and involved in various ways. But we'll get the odd less special guest than you lot. Is that the right way, Tom? That is, isn't it?
Without doubt. No, definitely. That's it. It's that's exactly what it's about. And that's what that was always been about. We were really lucky that we got some people to help us out. But I think next week we will do a review. I think that's the plan. And then we've got a few weeks then, obviously, in between. Like I said, I think I'd like to say thank you to those people that were involved on Saturday. if it goes smoothly or it doesn't. It doesn't, I say it doesn't matter, but you know what I mean?
It's that it's going.
It's going, and the people involved. Yeah. So I will want to get those key figures on. So I think, like I said, the core people who have really made this happen. So we'll get them on in the coming weeks, and then we'll be plowing ahead. I mean, I think it's just that, like I said, it's just everything's getting busier at the moment. Chris, I know you're good to hear you. You're busy. Obviously, I'm at the circuit every day at the moment. It's great. It's great that everything's starting to pick back up.
No, agreed. Dave Hardiman, 6 cameras and only one eye. There's a challenge. You're not wrong, mate. But I'm going to bring this next one up. Is that great job, guys? Says Clive Woodward, who of course is a Castle Combe commentator. Yep. He's going to be with us on Saturday. Bless him. I think he's a bit nervous because he's going to be with you, isn't he, for the day? That's not what he's nervous. That's no. I would never suggest such a thing, Tom. It was a complete accident that I put that in that order, mate. Sorry, mate. I would never do that deliberately. You know me. Halo.
Yeah. Oh, dearie me.
He is openly saying he's not a technical person, and he's going to be down sort of grabbing interviews with you all with either I think possibly a phone by the sounds of it, or an iPad. So if you see him and Tom, whatever, come at you with the phone, know that it's coming on the live stream, and so it would be great to be able to grab those interviews.
Because no swearing.
Everything. Yeah. And that is a key point, please, all of you. And that's not a jokey comment, because if you do it, then we get taken off air. It's as simple as that. They will take off.
Is Dave commented yet? Because he'd be the prime candidate, wouldn't he? Sorry, Dave.
Yeah. Dangerous Dave, exactly. See, they're still giving me abuse. Ian Carvel, keep an eye on it. I think that was probably supposed to mean. We've got Bill Brockbank, how's the signal around the circuit for the live streaming? We've got it all sorted, mate. Bill, we've been flat out. We've got that working well. Yeah. I giggled then because I'm reading ahead on the comments, which I tell you not to do, but I'm doing, aren't I? Chris Mason says, Dawsey, what have I told you about looking into holes you shouldn't do? Mate, there's no need for that.
Like the woodpecker.
Yeah. Good look at this. Fair play. Going further. Nick Workman, good evening from the Black Country, one and all. Dave Baggy Malpass, glad to be back at Combe on Saturday marshalling. I would like to say congratulations to everyone, and I mean everyone, to make this happen. # Orange Army. 100% agree, don't we, Tom, on that one?
Yeah, well, I'm Dave. Yeah.
Hang on, let me just go a bit further. Again, Trevor Jones saying have a great day. I knew that she wouldn't let me down. There's Becky Hill.
There we go.
The first person to buy a T-shirt, and I want to see photos of everybody who then gets these tops, and we're going to put them up, and it'll be great to see. This is funny. I had to read ahead. Chris Mason says, Tom, have we now managed to see every part of your mansion yet? Each time you're in a different wing.
No, we started in here. This is where we started. That's how long ago it was, wasn't it? We actually back. Look, I think I was a bit further back, but we've put a little office in here now, and also the internet connection is much better. I think now. I don't know what people do in the evenings now.
They're back to work now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but the internet connection is much better, so I don't have to sort of sit under the stairs anymore like a hobbit. But yeah, no, thank you. It's not a mansion. It's a townhouse, and I tell you, those stairs are a killer. Should have gone for that ground floor flat. I know. But anyone who watches Gavin and Stacey, I know.
2 seconds, mate. Current Mrs. Dawes, the gin's
empty. No. I can't. I haven't got.
Go on, I dare you. Say that you're empty.
I'll have a black eye on the. Yeah.
That's probably where this came from, to be honest.
Yeah,
there in the night.
In the night, yeah.
And yes, absolutely, is that Matt Cole said safety first. Tim Perry says people are the number one from a safety point of view. Absolutely,
yeah.
Becky Hill, good luck for Saturday and stay safe, everyone.
Yeah.
Andy Abraham said, it's about pre-booking tickets for MSV, but that still doesn't change the details, is that we can't take pre-booking, so it doesn't change it, Andy, sadly. All good to see that one of our the two-wheel side of things, as well as the Action Days, Martin Bennett, evening guys. we've got a show, obviously, that we'll be doing previewing that will involve Martin, I'm sure.
It will, yes.
For the Grand National. When's that? September, isn't it?
Yeah, 26th and 27th. And funny enough, I was talking about Martin today. James from Waltham Tyre Services, an Avon dealer, give him a plug there. Said, what's the chap's name? He said, who does the commentator. I said, well, Chris, no, the other chap did the action days. I said, so Martin, and he bumped into Martin. I think it was at Cadwell last year, and so it's a small motorsport world, isn't it? So that was that one. That's why I was talking about Martin today, just in case your ears were burning. And then the good old name drop. I was just about. Well, long story. I was sat in the wrong link for about 20 minutes waiting for you to join, which is obviously Saturday's link and not tonight. It's been a long day. And Mr. Parrish emails and says, what's going on with the bike race meeting? So I've gone back to him and said, hopefully it's going ahead. Another one. There we go. So be something to talk about.
Good man, like the sound of that. So hopefully we'll see him there. Becky Hill, come on! I've just been praising you, and you still come up with II.
It's a cheap shot, isn't it? It's a cheap shot.
There's no need.
No.
Chris Mason has said Emma's done a good job too. We did say that as well, Chris.
Yeah,
we did, and that's why I said that. We will say, but he did say thank you for the comments. He's also said, it's okay. It might just be Josh. I don't know whether that was in response to them being on the show. So it's going to be neither of them by the looks of that. Understandably, Tim Perry says, well done to all the medical team and the rest of you at the circuit. And Becky, obviously, picking up on the... Is that you getting lots of love there, is it, Tom?
Yes, people are... someone's messaging asking about how they get a Dilly t-shirt.
I will... Put back
the link up.
It's at the top of the chat, and there it is, t-shirtstudio.com/marketplace/Combe-TV.
Unfortunately, we won't have them for. I think it's just. I'll have a proper look later, but just in case he's still watching, we haven't got them. The shop's not open, and we haven't this is something Chris has set up himself. Again, I think
you make that sound really bad. Is that I had no desire to do this because it was supposed to be funny, but it was like it was being asked, and I went to the company that made this T-shirt for me. I said, can I do it where people can come and get this? And they've managed to set up that I've been able to create this shop with
amazing
T-shirts in the 3 different colors, 2 different size mugs, and a water bottle. Someone actually was on to me yesterday. About adding hoodies as well, and so it's like, if you've got any ideas, is that there's other things that we can get done. Probably not everything. Someone said a poncho, thinking of Steve Parrish's poncho, but I'm not sure that I have that as an option, sadly. But there are other things available. But it was done as a bit of fun, but people want it.
It's brilliant,
and it would be lovely to see this because let Combe TV be gin. That was funny, and it says Lockdown 2020 on it, where we've all been together. It is so cool. Have a look, and you'll be able to grab. And literally is that they're a bit of fun. They are a bit of fun.
Definitely, yeah. Please, yeah. So unfortunately, we just went. Like I said, it's a shame. The shop's not open, and it's not something we would. But again, in the future, there's no reason why we possibly couldn't get a stock of them. I'm sure. Peter could put them in the shop without a shadow of a doubt.
What's lovely is that Tim said he's going to be ordering one soon, so the Orange Army are going to be repping it, which, by the way, you'll notice is that the Dawes and Davis and all the writing on the back is in orange deliberately to honour our mighty Orange Army. It had to be, because the Dilly Dilly is the Orange Army war cry that we seem to have picked up on now.
Yeah.
And it's in orange deliberately to sort of pick up on all of you guys. It's brilliant. And Becky bought one to cheer up, and I hope it did, Becky, and you'll be back soon for sure. Love the fact that we've still got one of our previous guests, Tony Dixon of Swamp Thing, that he's thumbs up is going to be watching. I love Clive says my tech skills are brilliant.
Yeah, well, why were you saying they're not? I mean, that's a bit unfair.
No, he says it. He knows it. He told me. He said, "Please make sure he says."
He looks very serious in that picture. Do you remember the Demon Headmaster? He's got that sort of.
He's an actor.
Okay.
By the way, Clive is available for poetry readings and all sorts. And I say that because bless him, is that he's taken almighty hit through all of this. He is an actor. and all of that stuff. And he's taken an incredible hit, bless him, during this time. And well done for all the creative stuff that you're doing, Clive. It's great. We'll get Clive on pretty soon as well. Saturday.
Saturday,
yeah, we'll get more. Right. Let me just quickly make sure that we've not got Martin Bennett. What? No pirate comments? Yes, there was plenty. You've missed them. You were obviously late, mate. Robin Nathan says, has anybody phoned upstairs and arranged sunshine for Saturday? No.
I don't know if. Yeah, I was going to say, has anyone looked? Dare I look?
I think that we're going to get some drizzle, some rain, but it's not going to be like full out rain the whole time, which is not bad. That said, is that what I always say when I'm hosting the Castle Combe Racing School, and I look forward to that getting going again, is that actually when the rain's there, it's quite good because people pay more attention. So maybe we'll actually get racing drivers paying more attention because it's a little bit wet. So
it's looking at this at the moment, it's fairly damp. I'd say moist. If any, moist.
You're not allowed to. You're not allowed to.
No, we'll get kicked off now. Okay.
Yeah.
moist underfoot.
Jeff Gendel, Alfie Gendel's dad. Sorry, mate. Jeff, you're just Alfie's dad nowadays, mate. Sorry, the youngster who is already a champion in those mini NASCARs that are just incredible and a future star. You're just Alfie's dad now. Really looking forward to watching the racing on Saturday. Thanks to everyone who's been involved in setting it up. And one of our drivers, Alan Cooper, thanks to the Castle Combe team for making Saturday race meeting possible. It's greatly appreciated by everyone. We'll make the day a complete success. We are Castle Combe. That is exactly right, Cooper. And I appreciate our thank you so much. And that's with a double L before any of you ask. Alan Cooper, lovely comments. Thank you, mate. I appreciate it. And where's that gone? Great to see coming back again racing. Many of you will remember Stephen Jensen in the single seat of the Formula Fords, or he's out in his Mini this weekend. Hey, Chris and team, thank you for all your hard work. Look forward to seeing you all this weekend. Go and have a look at Jensen Racing. Absolutely, it's good to see them back again. His dad, Erling Jensen, we also know, doing lots of racing at Combe and really been invested in the circuit for many, many years. David Campion from Wiltshire College. Hey guys, hope you have a great time this weekend. Sorry I cannot be there. And that is sad because again, the Wiltshire College have been heavily hit by this whole scenario, haven't they? And it's just a real shame.
Yeah, they've a couple of their guys have been down to look at the building and things, and I think it's an ongoing, like all the colleges and stuff. I don't know when those guys are going to get back, but yeah.
It is. Sorry, mate. I laughed because I was reading ahead. I told you not to do that.
Well, you just got me on private chat. I can't see anything. So.
I should add that back to you in a bit, shouldn't I? But David Vivian, he's back out. He's another name that we all know and love in the single seaters. David Vivian is back out there.
Yeah, or David the curb killer, maybe.
Yeah, leave the bollards there, mate. I like it. Becky, ironically saying she works in an optician's. In terms of the other goods that we could put out, Emma Strawford has said, what about wristbands? Who knows? I haven't seen that there. But the funniest thing is that we've got a whole batch of you, and this is what I was giggling at. Thanks, guys. Is that Paul Wiltshire, Matt Coyle, Gerald Howe have all said, what about eye patches?
They're a mean bunch, aren't they? They're a mean bunch.
Yeah, there's no need for that. Bunch. Josh got very excited seeing his picture on the TV. Good. I'm glad to see that. Look at him. Look at little Josh in the picture there. That's so cool. And it will be him. I like the interest in this one. Tony Dixon from Swamp Thing. Obviously, the Swamp Thing shop's available. Go and have a look at Swamp Thing 4x4, the monster truck. They've got a shop there with all sorts of things. He's just done face coverings in his shop. They are selling well. Should do some Combe ones. And I think that's like almost like the snoods. Which is probably the uncool thing to call them, but it is that I believe he's done. There's the answer as well, is that Emma Turman said she's had a word with Howard Strawford, obviously, earlier. So fingers crossed is that we should have good weather. She's had a word with Dad, and we're hoping that we will be able to. Going to add this one. Chris Mason would like to say a huge thank you to John Ford for all his work on the new second medical car. Because, of course, we're needing that this time because of separating the teams out, aren't we?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So, big thank you to Alan and Honda. We've had it for a while, the car, and they gave it to us a while back. And John, bless him, yeah, he's done a cracking job. He's got all the kit at cost as well. He's done all the work at cost. So fantastic. Again, it's a hugely expensive task putting light bars and all these fancy gizmos on these things. And he's done it absolutely. Yes, thanks to John. I was pulling his leg yesterday.
There's a surprise, Tom.
I know. That's what I said to him. Bless him. He's a yeah. I know, but the problem is every time he turns up, Marcus has to order more bacon. That's the issue. But I don't think he's probably not watching. But he's a great guy, and he's another one who's so helpful and entrenched with the circuit and doing everything he can to help.
Love it. Well, interesting comment has come up, and it's something that we've seen at. Oh, I've gone to the wrong one. Sorry. That we've seen recently. Robin Nathan said, "Would be fab if we could get some drone footage live streaming on Facebook as well."
Not
allowed. Yeah, it's not allowed. You're absolutely right, Robin. The reason why I put that up is that you're absolutely right. It'd be amazing. And Sam Preston has done some amazing drone footage for some promotional stuff this week that has gone up recently that is just incredible. And you're right, it would be amazing. The answer is absolutely not allowed because you're not in control of that device that's up there, and you can imagine it coming down. But good comment, Robin, is that you're absolutely right. We'd often thought about it and go, wouldn't it be amazing? It's just not allowed, sadly. So sorry about that. Mike Cotton says, how will the TV work? Will it be multi-screen? Can we select which view or what? Mike, sadly, no. The answer is no to that. It will be six screens all in one. So if you imagine that what I will do is imagine that was actually the 6 screens dividing that up instead of Tom's beautiful face. Christ, he's smart. Then it would be all of that we are able to see well enough. I've seen, by the way, some of you might not realize this, whether it's YouTube or Facebook, you can actually project it onto your screen. A lot of you will have it where you can actually put the digital feed up onto your TV, your larger TV, rather than your phone and your what have you. But have a look in. That's not us. That's just the YouTube and Facebook that allow that. But what will happen is that I have the ability to double click on one of the cameras that will put it up to full screen and make it a little bit better. So it's not you can choose, but I can choose. Sorry about that.
Crikey, that's if you're still going by Saturday.
Mate, honestly, it's terrible. It's like, if anybody suffers from hay fever, it's just not hay fever, but because my eye is hurting so much, it's making not just my eyes water, but my nose as well. So apologies to everybody for this. This is not my finest hour, I accept, but I do apologize, everybody. But hopefully, Mike, that answers your question. Goose, one of the Corey Hardcore, says Steve Putt was out today with flappy paddles. You're absolutely right. For any of you that missed Steve Putt being interviewed, is that instead of it being the gear stick, he's actually gone for flappy paddles, and he was out trying it today. I haven't got the feedback of how it felt for him, but it looked like he was enjoying himself out there and getting used to it quite quickly.
I heard him. They almost ran me over on the gate when they came through earlier. And I saw him out and about, and the car looks great. I mean, that colour is just amazing. And it was it was a bit damp when they were. I think it was a bit damp. I got a feeling when they turned up, and I think that maybe the early testing. But I didn't get a chance to speak to him, but I did hear the beast, and it was looking really good as well. It was looking awesome. Some great cars up there today, actually. Some great great stuff up there today.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at all. So that'll be interesting to see. Chris Mason and David Campion is watching, so hopefully David's seen this. Could Wiltshire College please drop me an email? I have a project they might be interested in. Hey, we're matchmakers now, Tom.
Yeah, I can link. Yeah, I can link those guys up as well if necessary. So that's not a problem. I can drop an email over tomorrow.
Is it Castle? It's not just Combe TV. It's Combe dating channel now, isn't it? Eh? Babe Station looking at this, isn't it? Eh?
Right, move on. Come on, you've had enough to drink now.
No, I haven't. The Mrs. Dawes, I don't know where she's gone.
Oh.
She's going to be the ex-Mrs. Dawes. She takes much longer. Crikey. David Campion, well, he cannot see over the wheel. He's abusing David Vivian. Good old Mr. Ford from Tim Ferry. Chris Mason says, Dawsey, just how bad is your eyesight? It's bad, mate. Emma Strawford says he had a great day. He won't be racing Saturday. That's Steve Putt that she's on about there. That's the sad thing, is that he's still getting used to it. He's not able to race just yet. Everything's still working together, but it's getting closer and closer that we're going to see Steve Putty joining us in his flappy paddles, and we'll see what we're going to get out of that monstrous Mazda, and I look forward to it. Right, so we've managed to get through all your comments, and I hope that that was okay, that you bear with us.
Yeah, I'm conscious about your eye, Chris. So we'll. I don't want you to.
Oh no, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. We're going to now have a look at the entry lists. Are amazing, to be honest with you. There's one that's a little bit surprising the other direction compared to what it usually is, but still most championships would kill for it. Yeah. Obviously, in terms of the timetable, you already heard Tom say is that we've got no external championships at all, so it is just our local championship, so it's double headers for everything. So qualifying is over fairly soon. We plan to go live about 11 o'clock on the Saturday, because we're going to have a bit of chat, bit of banter, maybe catch up, and make it. It's also a degree of making sure that everything's working, Tom, isn't it? Because you and Clive will be sort of wandering probably at that point, won't you?
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, I think that you're right. I think that's the thing, isn't it? Great, all best laid plans and all that. So we just want a little bit of time to make sure, and people want to comment and shit and things like you're saying. It'd be nice to socially distance to try and talk to a few people around the paddock, and just to see what and. Looking at it's going to be a little bit moist underfoot. We're going to have to probably. I don't know. There's nowhere to go if it's raining, really, because you can't go anywhere. But we'll soldier on.
Yeah, I mean, if that fails, then it'll probably be just grabbing people under the cover by the Strawford Centre, I would imagine. And I've just realised the reason I'm not getting gin is that I think that the current Mrs. Dawes and the current Mini Dawes have gone out walking the four-legged doors. So I've just worked that one out now. Sorry about that. Right. So 11 o'clock we go live. Various chat, catching up. Ian Salmon making sure it's working over at Old Paddock. Myself in the main box with more things than I know how to control. Clive and Tom, at least to start with, are going to be wandering around, hopefully catching up with a few people. Then it is 12 o'clock that we get the racing underway, and it is starts with the Saloons, Formula Fords, GTs, hot hatches, then add water and repeat, basically, isn't it? Is that we then go Saloons, Formula Fords, GT, and hot hatches. And the idea is that we've got 20-minute gap in between each race. So the probability is that once we get going, the only thing you'll see on this screen is not my mug or Ian Salmon's mug or Tom and Clive or anything like that. It will be the 6 screens that will be up here. But in between, we'll probably drop that back, is that I believe that Ian's going to have a webcam over his side as well, and we'll chat about what's just happened, what's coming up. We'll then be able to throw is that when hopefully Clive and Tom have managed to grab any of the drivers from that last race, so that they can have a word with them, and then we'll go through it all again. So that's the idea. Bear with us, because there's a suck it and see, hoping that the technology all works once other people are there sort of using their own technology that's there. So fingers crossed it's going to be okay. Bear with us. At the very, very worst case scenario, don't forget the good news is that we're now audio on TSL as well, which I know many of you have been screaming for a long, long time. And so the audio of the commentary will be there. And that is something that by all accounts is in for the long term. And I hope that's the case, because we do it at other circuits, and I know that
it's definitely
up. So that's good news. Right. So that means that as the first race is going to be the Saloons, if we have a look at the Saloon cars, that means that these are all in a different order to what's happening there. I've only just realised that. Move them around. Oh, by the way, that reminds me is that Joe Lukovitz, who I don't know whether she's watching or not tonight, has said, guys, remember that when you're registering, you've got to send a photograph of your racing license. If loads of you haven't done it, apparently, and if you don't do it, the bad news is you ain't racing. It's as simple as that. You have to send a photograph of your racing license. It says it clearly there. Please get it done, get it through. Joe needs that. So she did make a key point about saying, can you let everybody know that? And I appreciate that. I'm just suddenly looking again, by the way, is that Wendy Hignell, Chris, have you been to see a health professional about your eye? Yes, I have. Bless you, Wendy. I have. I went down to see a pharmacist and I've got some eye drops now.
And you got a bottle of whiskey on the way back.
Yeah. Well, it's got to numb it somehow, hasn't I? Tony Dixon, what's the YouTube channel called? Combe TV. No, it's not. It is youtube.com/user. And the user to search for if you're on there or to put in after the / is Castle Combe Circuit UK. Castle Combe Circuit UK. All right. So that is the phrase. Maybe we need to look at a Castle Combe TV. I don't know. But at the moment, it's Castle Combe Circuit UK is the thing for that. I like this as well. I'm just going to quickly, before we go on to the bits and pieces. Actually, there's 2 comments that I want to see. Oh, God. Sorry, it's suddenly delaying a little bit. Tim Perry says, will the video be watchable after the day? Yes, the same as all of these shows, it'll be watchable. Craig Shield says, T-shirt and mug ordered. You're an absolute star. Thank you, mate. You should turn the T-shirt into a flag. Lots of marshals fly them at other tracks in the campsites. Good luck Saturday. Wish I could be there in orange. Wow. And you'll be watching from the sofa. Thank you, Craig. Thank you for buying those. Thank you for the fact that you're going to watch. I like the sound of that. The flag, that could work. I'll have to have a look at that. The problem is I'm bound by what they make available, so I don't know the answer to that. So I'll have a look and have a chat with them. Right. So Saloon Car Championship, Tom, is probably the only one that, relatively speaking, there's a slight degree of disappointment. And it's ironic that we say that, and that's only because the grids are normally massive for the saloons. It's still going to be some serious entertainment, isn't it? But not quite the numbers that we used to.
No, there's some big hitters in there, isn't there? I mean, there's some, I'd say there's definitely some, the big names are in there. I was looking now, you've got stalwarts, I suppose you could say, but, Dave Scaramanga, Tony Dolly, let's say, Kevin Bird, Gary Preble, obviously. I'm not sure about Simon Thornton Norris. I thought that he was in, maybe not. I can't remember where that was. I know he's on here, but he is, because I know, didn't he have some issues with the car or something?
Really?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that. Don't hold me on that one. But yeah, and then today I saw John from Rock Valley Motorsport was there today. Good old John, and he was looking after I think it was Stuart and John Lannon's car, and they were looking good. So yeah, some yeah, definitely there's some people that I'd say there's all the guys there that we know and love. I think that there's just probably not anyone new in there that I can spot.
Yeah, no, I mean it is, and if we take Class A, yeah, we've got Scaramanga in one of his Siroccos. I need to find out whether it's the black or the white one that we're going to see this time. On the list, and I hope he is going to be there, is Rob Ballard out in his Sirocco, and I know that was touch and go with whether the mighty Shazza could be there. And of course his health side of things, and as I say, he's someone we're going to get in. He's had a transplant in the past, and we'll have a chat with him about that. Tony Dolly, good to see that the Seat Leon will be out. Adam Preble, of course, is going to be there. He's been chomping at the bit. Before you say it, Adam, we know that you're going to be there, and that was guaranteed, wasn't it? The same with his brother Gary Preble as well. Those two will be there, and we know how quick those cars are going to be. Kevin Bird in his Nissan 200 SX, the white Nissan, he'll be out. Dave Spiller, so good to see that Dave's going to be back out after his big crash in the Mini Cooper at the tail end of last year. He's back out. But just before that, and I know that Adam Preble has said this, we've got British touring car driver Josh Cook out in a Renault Megane. And yes, it is Josh Cook that's out there.
Oh, yeah.
Ollie, his cousin, we'd often see in the Renault Megane. And I asked the question of Ollie, because it's a Renault Megane that Josh is out for this. I said, is that your car he's peddling out there? And he said, nope, it's a project that he's got. So British touring car ace Josh Cook is out there racing in the Castle Combe Saloons again. How cool is that?
Well, I'm sure our lot can show him how it's done.
Well, I think there's a good few out there. The Prebles in particular are going to be out there going right.
I'm stepping up to this one. Yeah. No, I think I know Josh. I think he's raced with us before in various things, hasn't he? But this is the first, like I said, out of the box, isn't it, for a lot of these guys? And Gary's going to, we're going to expect to be seeing. Yeah, so I'm going to say, come on, guys, if we're doing a bit of betting on this, let's
Yeah. Wow. I mean, how do you take that? I mean, Adam Preble's hoping for more reliability from the car. He's still getting it sorted and not booking holidays that are on time, Adam. And you know, those two are going to go at it like a pair of prize fighters yet again. But when you got someone like Josh Cook in the mix, and it was Adam was the first one to say it in the messages, I would suggest that means that Adam's looking forward to this. And why wouldn't you? If you put yourself in their position, they're great drivers themselves.
Without
But
doubt.
if they've got a touring car driver in it and they know him, you know, Josh is regular, even when he's not racing, he's in the paddock with.
He's a local guy, isn't he? He's a local guy with connections, you know. Say, and you know, and like I said, he's a good chap as well. I don't know him particularly well. I've met him a couple of times, but
We
you
were
know,
hoping to get him on a show, but
yeah,
he's so
totally.
busy, sadly,
Yeah.
that I've not been able to get him. He said that he's prepared to do it, but he's just absolutely flat out, not just with the touring cars, but with his the you know the Cook motorsport and everything else. Is that he's just been too busy. It's going to be intriguing.
I think he can learn a lot for his touring car career. To be honest,
Absolutely.
I think show him up. So don't let us down. Don't let us down. And, you know, and it's a shame. Like I said, I get there's lots of different circumstances, Chris. And I think yes, I chatted to a couple of people about this. Yes, it is a shame that there's not a few more on the grid. But at the end of the day, everyone's in a different position, and we are where we are with it. So it's I'm pleased. I'm just pleased to see everyone there, and we want a good, safe day, isn't it? That's the bottom line.
And bearing in mind that that's only Class A I've gone through, so it's all relatively speaking, because of course it is a bumper grid compared to a lot of other things. It's just not what we're used to on the saloons. Yeah. In Class B, fingers crossed, Simon Thornton Norris, we're going to see him out there in his Mitsubishi Colt Rally R. It would be good if we did. Obviously emblazoned with that number 1 on the side of his car after winning the championship again last year. Terry Thorne in a Ford Fiesta in Class B. That's a new name on me. I don't know.
I was just about to say that. Yeah, no, that's not a name that's popping out to me. So if Terry, if you're watching or anyone knows Terry, then please drop us a message.
No, exactly, and I do try to sort of catch up with the comments as people are making their comments and find out. So be good to see about Terry Thorne. Class C, Stuart Hignall, Team Blast Motorsport, and I'll come on to that in a second. And John Lannon in his Citroen Saxo VTS, that's just been looked after, as well as Puzzle Card, Rock Valley Automotive Racing have obviously done a lot. And Mark Sutton as well out in his MGZR T&M Auto Services. So they're the 3 that are in Class C. In Class D, we've got Chris Hignall, the other Team Blast Motorsport car, and Anthony Weeks in the Ascot Group and Grant Motorsport runs Citroen Saxo. Hopefully he'll be out, so it'll be good to see Anthony Weeks. Yep. On the Team Blast, by the way, thanks Chris Hignall for dropping through some information. Not enough of you did this, by the way, just to point it out. But both Team Blast cars have been at Rock Valley Automotive Racing for final preparations and checkovers, as well as oil and coolant replacements. Chris is carrying a thank you to all NHS and key workers on his Class D Peugeot 106, and would like to thank Ultimate Alloys for their recent work on the race wheels. A quick shout to Sobry Fuels, All Clean and Pristine, Mike Groom Images and Shades Wraps for their continued support this year. Many thanks, and hopefully you'll see me on Saturday. So There we go. That's Team Blast. Back out again. Chris keeps sort of threatening of not being there, and I know that there's the ongoing joke that he'll be back, but it's actually quite sad in a way that he is with us, because he should be off traveling the world at the moment. Wendy, his lovely wife, has retired from her years and years of service in the NHS, and they were supposed to be traveling the world. Obviously that's not been possible, has it? So he's back out racing now, and I for one am looking forward to it, but at the same time acutely aware that it would be better if he wasn't with us.
Yeah, and big John. I say big John Rock Valley, bless him. He's crikey. I've seen him in Merlin a couple of times. And he was there today, and then I will mention him later, but it's his birthday today. Big old Nathan, happy birthday, happy 30th, I believe. I'm sure we'll come on to him later, but yeah, he popped up today. He had to pop some bits up, and he's helping out with John. But I think those guys have said everyone's been working so hard, haven't they? And things have been changing. I think that's my point. Is a lot of these people, it's great to have you there, great for the support. But we appreciate, like I said, everyone that's done it, and hopefully as we move on and we can show that Saturday, all being well, runs smoothly, then more people will join. And as we get, as things ease up and things get easier, then we'll be back up to those hefty grids. But I'm just going to say very quickly. I'll just read through this very quickly. Apologies if you haven't got a sponsor or anything, but Rod Ballard, Chippenham Conservatories and Windows. Tony, Adam Preble, w.wewillfixit.com, Kevin Bird, DY Engine Services, Dave Spiller, Motorsport, Obviously, Stuart Hignell, Team Blast Motorsport, John Lannon, Puzzle Card / Rock Valley Automotive Racing, Mark Sutton, T&M Auto Services, Chris Hignell, Team Blast Motorsport, and Anthony Ascot Group and / Grant Motorsport. Because I think that's important as well. If we've got it there, just a little plug for all of you guys to show your support, and thank you to support those drivers at the end of the day, as what that helps them race with us.
100%, absolutely. And in answer to your question, past champion here, of course, David Rose, he's picked up on Terry Thorne that we raised in Class B. Pretty sure Terry raced when I was racing a few years ago. I thought I vaguely recognised the name David, and so thank you for that. That is good. So it's good to see we're getting a few that are maybe coming back again. I will just quickly raise this point because it is a valid one, is that Chris Mason also says, really looking forward to Saturday, but to all that are due to attend, please, if you are unwell, do not come to the circuit. Stay home and keep everyone safe. Thank you. It is a fair comment to say, isn't it?
It is, and I have to say that we've run some track days and testing things. I have had calls from people saying to me, look, partner's not very well, or they've been called weirdly by the truck and trace or whatever, and and they said, we don't want to risk it, we're not coming. So I think it's in people's mindsets now, and I really, and I've said absolutely, I've moved bookings for people or whatever, and done whatever we can to help them. So yeah, please, if there's something, we will, I think we'd rather you be honest with us and tell us, and I'm sure I can strong arm Joe and the club into helping out further down the road. Yeah,
no, that's great. Lovely comment as well. I'm just suddenly seeing this one, is that looking back on a couple of the comments, Mark Robinson's said here, would love to have been there, but no travel from Guernsey out of lockdown, so everything is open as normal. Was hoping to come over with Dad, as we have so many happy memories of him competing in the GTs and his Malak back in the late 90s. Mark, that's what we love to hear, is all of that. That is a key point.
Well, it was supposed to be in the GT celebration, I believe. I think it was supposed to be in the GT celebration, wasn't it, this weekend, if I remember right off the top of my head. I can't, I think, if I'm right. I've got something in my diary saying order buffet. So it was some celebration of one type or another. But of course, no buffet, unfortunately. But yeah.
I'm not sure what the message is here, Carl, because it doesn't read right, but so is the big advent coming up, not allowed, no under 16s. Is that going to be the only advent being on that rule? I'm not sure what that means because it doesn't make sense, but the under 16s, certainly in terms of the action days and the race days, is that's not us. That's what we're being forced upon.
Yeah,
you can't have under 16s. So
currently, yeah.
If that's what you're referring to, is it's nothing to do with us, and apologies, is that we have.
It's just one of those things. Yeah, no, it's one of those, unfortunately, across the circuit at the moment, even on all our days, from an insurance point of view and everything else, and the whole COVID thing. Kids, I kept Sue back on and tell you about how kids are super spreaders and everything else. And it's a liability thing and everything else. People at the moment, hopefully it'll change and it'll move forward. But again, It's just to keep them safe and everyone else safe.
It is constantly moving, so if that's what it's about, I hope that helps answer that one. That it's out of our control, sadly, and hence the circuit being amazing with things like that. Saying, look, if that suddenly means you can't go to, let's say, for example, an action day, you can't go to that, then it means that you can carry over your thing to a next one where you can take your kids with you or anything. Because the fact, even though it's out of our control, the royal hour is that means we can't, but we'll try to help you out there as much as
we can. Definitely.
So that's cool. Jed Dawes says, Dawsy, not sure what you've done to you. I hope you're okay. Eye infection. That's all it is, mate. That's all it is. Thank you for your care there as well. Med team will eat the buffet, apparently, says Chris Mason. So there you go. That's answered that one. Karen Potter, absolutely chuffed we can view this. Better get my tent out and pretend I'm on Camp Corner. I like that. Get it out in the garden and watch it.
Like Glastonbury, wasn't it, last weekend? This is it, isn't it? A bit like Glastonbury last weekend. Everyone's saying, what you're doing. This is your big moment.
This is an interesting one, is that Goose from the Quarry Hardcore says, didn't Terry Thorne race the car that Gary Preble now has? Rob Ballard raced it next, then passed it on to Gary. So that's the Seat that we see Gary Pebble really quick. Gary, if you are watching, or Adam, you might know as well, is that did Terry Thorne have that before Rob Ballard had it? That would be interesting. And it happens a lot, doesn't it? We see that. Right. So that is the Saloons. It's, as we say, by its normal standards, it's not the greatest, but you've got hopefully the defending champion Simon Thornton Norris is going to be out there, but you've got the Prebles are going for it, all sorts that are just gunning for it. We've got British Touring Car interest there that's going to be racing it out as well. We've got returning names by the sounds of it. So it's going to be really, really interesting. Second race on the schedule, and by the way, I'm just going to put this one up as well, is that Dave Spiller's dad, Pete Spiller, he said, "I'm gutted. Dave has stolen my car to play in the saloons." This is an interesting development, actually, is that they've both got cars now. They got a new car for Dave, but they've got a second one as well. Nipper, I think, is the other one. And eventually, I think the theory is we're going to have both of these guys out there, father and son, which would be brilliant to see. I don't know if they're both going to be in the saloons, or one might be in the saloons, one in the hot hatches eventually. But it appears that Dave Spiller is actually out there nicking Pete's car. So there we go. That's it. That's that one. Formula Fords. I mean, this, to be honest with you, Tom, is that the absolute reverse is that this is incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, this is something else. Yeah, I mean, I've had, so I was working on the gate this morning, doing a bit, and they were coming in, and a few came in last night and parked up their wagons, and they didn't stay on site just before anyone starts moaning. They left site.
Yep.
But those trucks take quite a while to set up, so they did that last night. But yeah, I mean, some huge names there we haven't seen for a while, and which I'm sure you'll talk about in a moment. But the low density racing outfit,
which of course that's a new name on us now, isn't it?
Yes,
because Dempsey sold out to Low, and it's now.
I don't know him, but Emma was there this morning with me, and I believe he's still quite heavily involved. I think
for
he's
this
still
year.
There. Yeah, and I mean, yeah, great to see them. Great looking setup, great looking cars. So definitely great to have them on board. And yeah, I don't know where you start, really, Chris. I mean,
at the top, I'll go with that, is that obviously we've got Felix Fisher. We know the Fishers. Sadly, he's the only Fisher. It doesn't look like we've got Josh out with us this time, but hopefully we'll later in the year. But Felix Fisher in the 26 car in TM Racing. Tom Hawkins back in the number 28 Springbridge Direct Limited sponsored car. Then the one you're on about, number 30, Grant Palmer, the Low Dempsey Racing car. Good to see that they're out and giving Grant a name that's new to me. He's out in his Ray GR. This is interesting. Car number 40, Matt Hallam, who of course won the young driver program that we put on in partnership with Wiltshire College last year. Just because Wiltshire College have had just a torrid time with all of this, they're not going to get the cars out, which is devastating for me as well, because apparently I was going to have open doors emblazoned over one of the hot hatches, and it's a real shame that's not going to happen. But Matthew Hallam is out in a Kevin Mills racing car. Kevin Mills had a car available, and he and his dad have now sort of gone, let's give this a go. So we're going to see Matt Hallam out in an interesting car this year. So I look forward to seeing that as well. 42, Riaggio Racing run, Richard Higgins back out racing with us again. We haven't seen him for a little while. So excited to see Richard back out racing. And in a Class A car, I know he was an absolute demon in the Class B cars in the past. We'll see him out in a Class A and see whether how good he's going to be. Adam Higgins, of course, multiple champion. The dad, Bob Higgins, multiple champion as well. Bob Higgins, we're going to come on to in a minute. He is out in a Van Diemen RF88 in Class C. And Adam Higgins is out in I think it's the GTs or the hot hatches. I think it's the hot hatches he's out in something as well. So we're going to see the whole Riaggio Racing family. Of course, that's RI for Richard, AD for Adam, RO for Rob, as in Robert Higgins, Bob Higgins. So Riaggio Racing, awesome name. Brilliant. Richard Higgins out there in number 42. Kieran Atwood is back again in another one of the great teams, Solely Motorsport, who always put in massive cars here around the country, and especially here at Combe. So well done, Graham Solely. 44, David Vivian. He's in a Kevin Mills car because, of course, he would normally be in a Wiltshire College car, sponsored by Dent Mania as well. 46, Luke Cooper, champion from 2 years ago, very close runner-up last year. He's out in his Swift Cooper, number 46. 59, Chris Acton, the pilot. He's out in another Solely Motorsport car. Low Dempsey Racing also bring in number 123, Bryce Aaron. So that Ray GR is out in Class A as well. So a great entry in Class A.
I think I just want to quickly on that. I think there's a couple of things in there. Luke, bless him, it's been a really tough time for Alan and Luke. They're obviously similar. Based on, if people don't know, they're obviously based on the site with the karting school and the 4x4. And they run all our experience days. Really been tough for those guys. Really, really tough. So and I think Alan won't mind saying normally we're running more cars, and his customers, are a lot of them are abroad and all over the place and things. And as far as I can gather, Luke has scraped up everything he can to get on the grid and do this. And I saw them today, and they were tinkering away. So I think that needs a good mention. And then I said don't get me wrong, everyone's been hurt in different ways. Kevin as well, he's had a really really tough time of it as well. Like I said, and I think he's been there. Bless him, Kevin. He's there from last week and this week, and he's been tinkering away and he's getting getting involved and trying to get it sorted. Don't get me wrong, everybody is, but I just, there's a couple of guys there that we know very, very, very well, very close to us, I guess.
Well, that's the point. And, we're all very close.
Yeah, exactly. Right, and it is great to have these other. It's great to have these. I say outsiders, these outsiders, but it's just exactly. But it's so good that everyone's just getting on with it, and Class A is looking fantastic.
It really is absolutely brilliant. As is Class B. This is quite incredible. What we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in Class B as well. Paul Barnes, number 5, the Solar Heat Sony Motorsport car. Number 9, Lloyd Hopes. New name for me, I think. That one. 22, James Tucker, another new name. Superseal.co.uk and CBCS Cleaning Cirencester. Great one. This one is that car number 23, Nathan Ward. It's got to be number 23 for Nathan, hasn't it? He always is in the number 23 car. And bless him, he did send me through a good chunk of information, which was really good to see, some of which I've sort of paraphrased and added some info to myself. But he's running the Kevin Mills racing car this time. He's very pleased to announce that after a 3-year break, he'll be rejoining the grid. I think his dad's even more chuffed than him, to be honest, that he's back there. Having visited family friend Alan Slasher Slater. I didn't know he was Slasher Slater. That's interesting to see. In 2008, his single-seater motorsport career started at Combe. In 2009, unbelievably, with a Swift SC95 with Swift Cooper. Having won the Class B championship, he moved up to Class A and joined the highly successful Kevin Mills racing team. One of many highlights was to be the race winner at the first ever Motors TV live race day in 2012, and a number of race wins and fastest laps over the following years. The number 23 car actually genuinely became a firm favourite amongst race fans with its unique colour scheme of fluorescent yellow and ultramarine blue. And he's lost track of how many times that he was being approached to have photos of that car. At the end of 27, he ventured into the property ladder. He bought his first house with his good lady. And so motorsport took a back seat, and his rocket ship of an engine, though, was taken out, Smiler as it was called, and it was tucked away for safekeeping. But he still always had that itch to get out racing, and he's been running a number of youngsters with karting and things like that, and even spun the spanners for Kevin Mills Racing on a few times. Then at Brands Hatch with Kevin Mills, they started chatting. It's always dangerous. Kevin Mills will always chat about racing and get you back into it again one way or another. And he mentioned that deep in the depths of his workshop, he had a Swift SC92 in need of some TLC. And that's where suddenly that bug was starting to get a little bit wiggly again. And over the next 6 months, the car underwent a full strip down and rebuild, every component inspected and rebuilt, with the end result being a 0 miles race car. Looking at it now, you would never know it was nearly a 30-year-old car, 30 years old. The first shakedown went well 3 weeks ago, and I saw those guys there because that was when we did the first test of the live race day action. Both in wet and dry conditions. Since then, the car has undergone a full makeover, courtesy of Golden Ball graphics, in line with the iconic number 23 scheme. The last test day was just this afternoon, so today, and the final tweaks and setup, meaning the car's now ready to hit the track. And he did actually send me some photos of the car that even his own nobody other than his dad has actually seen, and you'll see there that it is the kind of day-glow fluorescent yellow and the blue that we're used to seeing. And, of course, it's the famous number 23. It's so good to see Nathan Ward and the whole Ward family, his dad, Carl, and Mum Mary. Mum Mary won't be there this time, but she will be soon, I can assure you. So welcome back, Nathan Ward. Can he win the Class B and maybe even the overall? Who knows? 33, Chris Warden, which of course is another one of the stalwart teams here at Castle Combe. Wayne Paul Racing, absolute legend is Wayne Paul. He's one of my favourite guys in the paddock. He's such a good laugh, and it's good to see that they're running a handful of cars again this time. Number 60, Paul Morecambe, which is a new name to me, but he's going to be in a solely motorsport car, so we know he's going to be well looked after, not just in Formula 4s, but at Castle Combe with Solly's experience of Combe. 78, James Rose in the Goodridge limited run car. Good to see him back. 91, Bob Hawkins in the Springbridge Direct limited car. So that's your bumper Class B. Class C, we've then got number 7, Michael Phillips. 25, good to see Mark de Rosario back out racing in the Solely Motorsport and Sharman's supported car. 62, Bob Higgins out in the Riadro Racing Van Diemen R88. So good to see. 83, James Colburn in the Wayne Paul Racing and AIM Technologies. And finally, in another Wayne Paul Racing car, another familiar name for us is Steve Bracegirdle in number 84. I mean, the grid is fantastic. A lot of stalwarts that have come in and out, and some new names, and some names returning. I can't wait for that.
And I think, hopefully they'll stay. I think that's the other thing. Hopefully this will be something to build upon. I think if we can do, if we have a good day on Saturday, I'm hoping these guys will stay. The ones that haven't been for a while or whatever. It'd be great to see that grid stay and improve. That's the next thing. And I think, as things move on, some of those guys that, like you say, some of those teams there will be able to entice other people back, and hopefully to King. And you're all right, Chris. I'm worried about you there. You're going to get...
That's right. It's just an ice pack every now and again, putting it on.
Oh, that's all right then. That's fine. But yeah, no. That is great. And I think that's absolutely brilliant. Formula 4 to struggle the last couple of years, and to see that, at a lockdown, is brilliant. And fingers crossed.
Agreed.
A lot of testing today. There was a lot of testing, a lot of choice language I could hear, and lots of Wayne getting his hands dirty. I saw, and someone drove off with a battery pack still attached, and it's all good stuff. Yeah, all great. Typical, last minute, let's get everything sorted stuff.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So we look forward to that one. The Formula Fords will be back out with us, and I can't wait. Yes, please, Mrs. Dawes. She's back from the walk now, so I can get another gin and tonic. We thought that was good. The other one that is just looking incredible is the GTs, and I know that we've got one of them that's just made a comment, and it's so good to see, is that Jazz Sapra, he's going to be out there again in his BMW. Jazz is one of my favorite drivers around the whole country. The amount of time that I bump into him and Lucky Carer around the country and various things. Jazz, literally, I make the joke to him, is that he would race ants. If there was 2 ants there, he would get them racing. It's as simple as that. He just is an absolute racer. He would just wants to be involved in some way or another, and it's so good. And he's great in his BMW. So we look forward to seeing you Saturday. Right, it is a bit harder for me to see this paper now, actually.
Do you want me to read it out? Will that help?
Well, Class A, I'll start with the first name that's on there, is number 41, Ollie Ball, in the famous orange and white Vauxhall Tigris silhouette. And thank you to Jeremy Irwin. He dropped me a line with some information.
Oh, good. Yeah, they've done loads of work on that car, haven't they? They've been testing it quite a bit recently.
Yeah, not surprising. They've done lots and lots of work over the winter and spring. Turbo change, including radical replumbing of the manifold and wastegate and the exhaust. More torque. And he's kind of being a bit candid here as he says more than 400 pounds torque. That's all I'm saying. So he won't give us the actual figure. He just knows that it's a lot more. Camshaft change, more top end grunt, more than 400 brake horsepower. Again, my lips are sealed.
Whoa.
Engine remap, wider front rims and tires, more front end grip, bigger steering wheel. Driver gets tired quickly now with heavier steering. Don't tell Ollie I said that, so I won't say that he said that. Chassis changes to the front, less flexing on the chassis. Thank you, Mrs. Dawes. Better cooling to front brakes. Tested in the beginning of June, an increase of 10 miles an hour into Avon Rise.
Yeah, I chatted to them briefly. I chatted to his dad Bob today. And yeah, I mean they've been around. There's been a lot of head scratching. Like I said, there's a lot of head scratching, a lot of bonnet lifting, and there's been a lot more guys around it. Normally, you just see Jerry there on, I don't know, it's on his own, but he's at the front. But they've been had a lot of guys around it, working on it. So I think it'll be really interesting to see what that does at the weekend. Really interesting. Oh, you still there, Chris? You disappeared.
Sorry, I forgot. I turned mute because I was blowing my nose. The Mrs. Punch you again, Dawsey, Gary. No, she just bought me another gin, mate. So the complete reverse, unless you call that a punch bowl, I guess. You got another one yet, Tom? You haven't, have you?
No, she's slacking.
That's all I'm saying. Thank you, Tim Perry. He's just said that T-shirt and water bottle ordered. Thank you very much.
Good
you see it at the bottom there. Get the stuff ordered. So thank you for that. Yeah, I mean, look at that. Increase of 10 mile an hour into Avon Rise, clocking 150 mile an hour now up into Avon Rise. I mean, that is just fabulous. Up into Quarry Corner, it's just brilliant. Took 0.5 seconds off the previous fastest, now lapping at 106.2, and who knows, that the likelihood is that that's going to come down. After only 10 laps, Ollie on form, been practiced on the computer. See, Tom? Hey?
Not a real thing, though, is it? I know.
He's in the top 2 to 3% now. That's about it so far. And as you say, they were testing again today, so they would probably, for all we know, even more information following on from that. For all we know, so absolutely brilliant to see that. Thank you, Jeremy, for the information, and we look forward to seeing, of course, a past champion as well, Ollie Ball. So is he going to be able to do it again in the GTs in Class A there with the Flirtations Florist? See, if you went and bought something from there, you might get another gin being delivered, mate.
Yeah, well, I think they're only in Brislington in Bristol, aren't they? I mean, I don't know. Do they deliver out this way? I don't know. No,
they do. chicken and beef.
Oh.
Hey, old jokes.
Come on.
69, Chris Everall in his Ginetta G55. Good to see Chris back again as well. So just the two of those in Class A. And I'm just going to bring this one up as well, is even when we're back to normal, whatever normal is, could we please keep the live stream? No idea yet, Chris, to be honest with you. We plan to keep Combe TV, but we're not sure about the live stream. In reality, we'd rather we were all together at the circuit, but we'll keep various shows coming, I'm sure. Class B, number 20, the Caterham 7 of Tim Woodman. Good to see Tim back out again. Absolutely brilliant to see number 24, Tony Bennett, back again in his monstrously quick Caterham R300. We missed him last year being out there after so close to winning the championship the year before, but we'll see Tony Bennett back again. 33, Paul Arbour in an AB Typhon. And I'm assuming that's Typhon, not Typhoon. It looks like it should be Typhoon.
Yeah,
so it's either a typo and it should be Typhoon, or it's an AB Typhon. So I don't know what that is. I'll be interested to see about that.
Yeah, Google that quickly. I'm not sure that is, to be honest. If anyone knows, please. I'm sure someone does out there.
Yeah, I mean, that's the joys of the GTs of the many decades that we've enjoyed it. 49, Ruben Taylor in the LCW Engineering and MSRE race-sponsored Peugeot 206. That's not going to be standard, is it? That's in Class B of the GT Championship. That's going to be a monster. We know it.
Yeah.
56, great to see him back. A lovely, lovely guy. Alan Hamilton in the Ritchie Machine Services sponsored Westfield Race Aero. That thing is just a monster of a car. Team AH, I know it's sad that you're not all going to be there, Team AH, but apparently from what I saw is he's still going to wear the Team AH t-shirt, and he's even going to have his barbecue there, even though not Team AH are going to be there to enjoy it. So good to see you back, Alan. Look forward to seeing you. Class C, number 12. Probably the biggest supporter of the GT Championship now, it's have to say, and one of the nicest guys, Jordan Billington in the beautiful Lamborghini Gallardo GT3, the ME7 Motorsport run car. I'm a massive fan of Jordan Billington as a person, and he's been coming on so strong as a racing driver over the last year as well. It's just brilliant to see. Love this one. Number 36, Keith Butcher in the AK Butcher Transport Limited run Audi R8 LMS Ultra. It's just such a good car to see out there, isn't it?
I think that was there today testing, fairly sure. And that is a monster. That's a monster, that thing. Absolutely. Great looking car.
Yeah, it really is. Beautiful looking car. As is the 112 Kevin Jones KGR run Noble M12 RSR. So good to see him back again. I absolutely adore the Noble, and I just almost feel appreciative that he's bringing that out to play in our GT Championship, because it's one of those cars that everybody's seen a Noble and they love it. And there's not enough of them around anymore.
No.
So we look forward to that. Lucky Carer 241, another driver that I'm a huge fan of. We always have a good giggle when we catch up.
Yeah, nice guy.
Lovely guy. And he's got a new toy this year, a Ferrari 488.
I was lucky enough to see that last week. And to be honest, I think I can't remember what he turned up in the gate in when I was on the and one of the other drivers on here in a minute. We'll come to in a minute, but he pulled up in a pretty impressive car, to be honest. But that thing is something else. That really is. And he had the McLaren, didn't he, last year? Yeah. But there's something about a bright red. But that looks. I think that's when you get sad about you can't have crowds, and because that thing is just.
It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I'm going to say that is something.
No, and I can't wait to see that. I don't know what he's done with the McLaren. I don't know whether he's still got it to bring out at some point.
He sold it, I think. But don't pin me against the wall on that one. But I'm fairly sure. Yeah.
I would imagine there's every chance that he has, which is a shame on one hand, but to have this amazing race going Ferrari
for us not to see it, for it not to have been at Combe as well. I'm not saying that we're getting bored of the we're getting bored of the other McLaren, but no, it's something great to see something different. Absolutely fantastic to see something different.
No, absolutely. Ross Parker's making a comment. You're absolutely right. I'm about to get onto this amazing one. The next one is the first car in Class D, car number 21, Dominic Shepherd. I think that's a new name on me, with an Audi Super Tourer GT.
Do you know what? I thought I saw one of those last week. I got a feeling he was testing last week, and I thought it. And I didn't put too much to it at the time. But yeah, that was a pretty good looking car as well, and like you say, I hadn't seen it, and I didn't put two and two together, to be honest, at the time. But I'm positive he was up there testing last week, because I think it was on the hydraulic lifts. I remember I was walking, I was thinking that's a pretty cool looking bit of kit. So I'm pretty sure it was them. I'm pretty sure it was them testing last week.
Which is what our GTs have become more and more, isn't it? Just amazing things. So well spotted, Ross. You're absolutely right. That Audi Super Tourer GT, I can't wait for that. Then we've got, as I say, one of my favourite guys, number 40, Jazz Sapra in the BMW M3, and also coming as well, number 57, Simon Kira, another one of the crew that are there, and always such a great bunch to enjoy, and I look forward to that one. Del Brett's back again. It's good to see we know that Future Ins have suffered so badly during this with the lockdown, but Del Brett is such a stalwart of Castle Combe. He's a big supporter of everything we do here at the circuit, and a lovely guy. He always looks after us at the awards. He's there in his Porsche Boxster as well. Neil Greenland, interestingly, the Pro Alloys Melksham run car, and of course that's his company, number 81. He's out there in his Mitsubishi Colt in the GTs this time. Now, I had seen that he'd been doing some things to that car. So instead of it sticking to the rules of the Saloon, so it's got to be within these parameters. I know he was talking about sort of wanting to take those shackles off and try something different.
He did a bit of time attack. I think he did a little bit of time attack, because obviously Simon thought Norris built the car, and obviously Simon's really well known within time attack. I think he's won that many times with the Evos and stuff and what have you. And I heard he had done a bit of testing, or he'd done a little bit of maybe a round, I'm not sure, but he'd done a bit with the time attack stuff. So I assume that's just been a natural transition. I don't think time attack are quite up and running yet. I know they've got their dates out there.
Yeah, I think they're at Alton Park soon, I think. And So but it's good to see that he's going to be out here with us.
Definitely,
By the way, Chris Mason says, Tom, didn't you buy that McLaren from Lucky Carer?
Yeah, right.
And Emma's actually said, with regards to Dominic Shepherd, yes, you're absolutely right. He was testing last week.
I thought so.
Dominic raced with David Graham in the past as well.
Okay.
No, David Graham. And incidentally, that, what was the car that he was out in previously? That big red Dodge Viper. That's for sale. B&R Specialist Cars, who... sort of like doing some of the sim stuff with Ryan Phillips, is that they have that car available for sale. So that is, if anybody
Yeah, he was there testing today, David. The guys were there. They were, because I think they were the Radicals. They had a load of Radicals there.
It's changing to something a bit different.
Positive. There was about 3. Because I know Dean. I used to work with Dean, and he does a bit. He drives a huge, great big Renault truck. Came in this morning, and I'm positive. There was a Radical support vehicle with him. So I don't know what the score is there. Sorry if I've ruined anything there, but positive. Yeah, that he was there today, and
that's good. We don't want David to disappear. Is that
so I don't know. I don't know
that car's for sale, but
Emma might know a bit more, or someone might know a bit more. But yeah, no, I'm positive. He was there.
Cool. Pippa Gore waves hi from Burnham-on-Sea. Can't wait to see familiar faces. That's lovely to hear, Pippa. Hi to you, and thank you for tuning in to tonight's Combe TV. So Neil Greenland in that Mitsubishi Colt. 895 Paul Dickinson in the Gordano motorcycle training, obviously a local company with Gordano, run Mini RF53. 98 Lee Frost, Simon Green Motorsport. Of course, that's a big link with Lucky Carer. Simon Green's a great guy. I come across him a lot around the country, and Lee Frost as well. Lee Frost and Lucky Carer have raced. They do take part in the Porsche Carrera Cup GB Championship. And also that they've taken part in like the GT Cup and the Brit Car and things like that. And Lee Frost is a great guy, really mellow guy, but blooming fast. Incidentally, by the way, is that Emma says Dave was testing with Ben Scrivens. That makes sense. Okay. I don't know whether that means that he's going to be racing it or whether that he's going to be back out there. This is sad to see. Jake Olden, hope race day goes well, guys. Get back, Jake. We want to see you. A youngster that was coming through, but obviously a lot of people's racing this year is kind of, they don't know whether to go for it. We've seen it even at the top level with the likes of Andrew Jordan sort of not running for it this year. So it's a challenging year. Jake, we hope to see you back next year. That will be good to see. Also good to see, by the way, is completing out Class D is that last year's champion, Jamie Sturgis, is back again in the Ram Air Filters Run 99 car, the Seat Leon Euro Cup. And that's brilliant because it wasn't definite that we were going to see him back here this year.
Wasn't it the Golf last year?
Both. Both.
They're running both. Well, yeah, I got a vague impression that
it started in the Leon, I think, and then he went switched over to the Golf, or maybe the other way round.
Yeah, so I remember. Yeah.
But a great guy, and incidentally, by the way, for anybody who doesn't know, watch out because his son will start racing before long as well, and he is good. I actually hosted a racing school when he was there, and he was blooming brilliant, apparently. So keep an eye out for that.
And another fairly local business as well, Ramair as well. Another fairly local business. That's good to know they're
fairly local and successful, which we always love to see as well. Incidentally, by the way, Jake Alden says we will be back next year and even stronger. Good man. Like to hear it, young man. And finally, Class F, we've got number 3, Jajit Singh Verdi in a BMW M3, and number 23, Sonny Gill in the BMW M3, which from memory, Sonny is actually son-in-law of Lucky Carer, I think, from memory.
Right, okay.
Awesome bunch. Honestly, they're the friendliest bunch that you will ever meet there, and they are just absolute racing fans, which is what we love.
Guys, don't they?
Adore motor racing, don't they? And they just have some wonderful machinery to go out and play in. So look forward to seeing you guys back again. Thank you very much. Reminder, by the way, you were mentioning about like the Radicals, for example, is that Castle Combe Racing Club have put up Sports Racers double header returning to Combe on the 31st of August. We are going to see the sports race cars back out again, such as the Radicals and the things like that. And I'm looking forward to that because I adore those. So we look forward to that. Right. Last but by no means least, in fact, definitely not least, the biggest field of the bunch. Beyond
people, unbelievable, isn't it? Absolutely.
The hot hatches is just monumental, isn't it? And yet I still know a whole host of names that haven't been able to participate just yet, and yet the number is just massive. I haven't actually counted it up, but it's just brilliant to see, isn't it?
Sorry, I was just going to try and count, but I gave up.
You count.
I was going to say I've run out of fingers and toes. No, that is hang on, 1, 2, 3,
Well, I mean, we've got classes A, B, C, E, and F that are going to be out there. Cracking field, 2 races, 20 minutes rather than laps for those guys. How many did you count, Tom?
About over 30. I got, I can't. I do 20 and then I run out of, fingers and toes.
Well, Castle Coombe Racing Club have said 29, but I think you got.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's going to be something around that. So just amazing to see, and I can't wait for this race. It's going to be brilliant. Class A, Joe Dorrington, of course, is back in his Peugeot 205. Another Peugeot 205, number 34, Will Self. 45, Dan Brown in a Honda Civic. Then we've got, I told you that we were going to see Adam Higgins back again, the multi Formula 4 champion. Number 62, Adam Higgins in Class A in a Ford KA. That's a steroid-injected Ford KA, that one then, isn't it? That's going to be intriguing. The Riadro Racing 4KA 2-litre. I'm looking forward to that. 211, Chris South got another regular name. Imperial Homes Run Peugeot 205. Great to see Chris is out there. Hopefully he'll put the ice creams down and he'll actually be
Is that the red? Is that the red one? That's the red. Is that the red little old 205?
No, that's no. He'll be in the dark green one normally.
Okay.
Hang on. But and I see, by the way, is that sadly one of the people that should be out there and we'd normally see is Craig Tompkinson in that beautiful Vauxhall Nova. You can see in the picture.
That's
missing this one, but we'll be back out in the little Nova soon. Get out there, mate. We love that car.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
Adore that Vauxhall Nova. It's just such a great blast from the past seeing these cars. Class B, number 12, Lee Waterman in the Willand Service Centre MGZR. Number 25, Nathan Nichols. So he's got not in the saloons, but he is out in the hot hatch with a new colour scheme, apparently. I'm waiting to see what this is going to be. If it's anything like his sim racing, it's got to involve green, but I don't know. Normally it was silver, but we'll wait and see. But Rock Valley Automotive Racing run car. Big John has just been so busy and just one of the nicest guys in the paddock that you'll meet.
Definitely. Yeah,
lovely guy. And I've been commentating on their virtual championships they've been running during this lockdown as well. He's out there in his Citroen Saxo. 39, another stalwart of racing at Coombe and in the MG Car Club, James Blake, lovely guy, iTech Racing run MGZR. 47, Tony Cooper, of course, in that silver Peugeot 106 GTI. I assume it's going to be silver again. Lovely guy, and always a guy that's up there. And I've lost the information I had that was either he won it, if it were a championship, he won it last year, or he was pretty darn close to it. And that'll be interesting to see what he's going to do this year in the Cooper Cars Southwest Limited Run car. Welcome back, Tony. Class C. Now, this is a beauty. Car number 15, Sean Goverd in the Was Racing run Peugeot 106 GTI. A beautiful blue, white and blue livery, I should say. Just waiting to see how that one's going to run. It just looks amazing. If it's as fast as it looks, this is going to be mighty quick for Sean Goverd. 68 is then Nick Mizzen. Hopefully you'll have seen the article that I penned together in the recent. Sorry, I'm just trying to find a piece of paper. The recent, what do we call it? The Coombe Talks article, which of course is not in physical print at the moment, it's electronic. That there's so much has gone on in Nick Mizzen's life that is amazing, with losing people and then suffering cancer himself, and he's still out there racing and just is a monumental guy. And he just dropped me a line to let me know that on the 4th of July he's given the 1.6 Fiesta a new engine, new suspension, different tyres, and probably bedding in new pads. No testing. Should be interesting. That's going in at the deep end. So Nick Mizzen is going to be out there in the number 68, the Ford Fiesta. Remember that we often see him in the saloons, where he did brilliantly last year, beyond his wildest dreams. Also in Class C, 71, Simon Hughes in the Ford Fiesta. Sorry, the Honda Civic. Sorry, I got the lines wrong. That's the one eye that does that. I can't see in a straight line. So I went down. And 113, Sean Deacon, Peugeot 106 GTI. 265, Gary Franks in a Mini R50 Cooper. So he's that's Class C. Class E, 69, Stephen Jensen. We said that it was good to see that we're going to be back. We saw Stephen comment earlier. He's going to be out in the jensenracing.co.uk and ME7 Motorsport Run Mini Cooper. Plenty of cars again in this Class E, which of course is for the Mini Coopers, because you've then got 78 Simon Fisher, 79 James Camphor, the Wayne Poole Racing Run number 84 Steve Bracegirdle. Remember that Mini, if it's the same one, is the one that was originally used as the instructor car for Lando Norris, the Formula One driver. That was where he learnt to drive, was in that exact car, number 84, that Steve Bracegirdle will be racing. 119 Darren Duffield in the PVE Performance Vehicle Engineering Run Cooper. And then finally in Class E is 153 Martin Hathaway in the BMW Mini R53. Finally, in the Hot Hatches Class F, number 4, Adam Perrott in his M-Tech Automotive and Motorsport Electronics Run Renault Clio 172. Number 9, Mike Wyatt in the I-Tech Racing Honda Civic. 23, Matthew Barrington in the Dockich Joinery Renault Clio 197. 55, Graham Cox in the Wayne Poole Racing Run Renault Clio. 56, Mark Nicholson in another Renault Clio. 74, Michael Bland in a Peugeot 306. 81, Tim Adams in a Honda Civic. And then rounding it out, 117, Lewis Clark in a 2-litre Ford Fiesta. Wow, what an incredible grid.
And there's a lot missing as well, isn't there? As well, you know, there's a few missing. I saw Ross popped up to get something from Merlin today, and obviously he was trying to get on the grid. He was desperately in need of a haircut, so I'm not sure if that was why he's not racing. I said to him on Saturday, but yeah, no, there's a load of other names missing as well. So I think a testament to that. I mean, that's been building and building and building, hasn't it? The last what's that? And it's 4th year now, is it? 4th year?
Yeah, and probably is. I've lost track, if I'm honest, and it's still been one of those things taking shape, making sure it's being controlled, still sort of threatening to become a championship, which I think is on the verge of probably doing, which is always one of those tricky ones because, of course, you know, people kind of, the fact that it's a series that you can dip in, dip out makes it fun, but, you know, it's just so.
I think we could probably debate that another night, but I do think that you know, the strength of that is because, like you say, there's people in there racing, you know, other things. It's like you say, it's a dip into. I know Nathan again, you know, wasn't. I don't think he was going to race, and now he is. I think it's just a lot more flexible, and I like that. I think, you know, we need something like that in the racing club at Combe, that people can get involved with. You know, maybe a bit cheaper. You know, just lots of different things. I think it's. I don't know. Like I said, we can debate that another day.
It's a tricky one. I think it's why it's kind of staying as it is at the minute. Great to see Ross Barker saying he will be out. That is brilliant to see. And he
has got a haircut booked, he told me as well, so which is good news.
He's never had a haircut.
No, he is. Honestly, you should see him. I tell you what, he looks a bit like. I'll say this. He looks a bit like Jeremy Clarkson's love child.
Is it?
Sure, you wouldn't mind saying that.
You never know. You never know.
Sorry, Ross.
He would just rub it in, to be honest, if I saw him and go, yeah, well, at least I can, mate.
I'm going. Yeah.
Nothing like this, mate. Nothing like this. You know, as expected, is that Mike Cotton. Wrong one. Let me just jump up to this one. Mike Cotton says, we shall miss Ilsa 100%. And we knew that was going to happen this year, is that she's gone on to pastures new. No Mark Wyatt, not by the looks of it this time. Don't know what he's doing at the minute. But, of course, he's sort of venturing into various different things. But hopefully we'll see him as the year goes on. Sadly, there's a few people that are going to be kind of like waiting to look and see how it goes. And that's why we thank all of you who have entered. We appreciate your support for the racing club. I know that you'll have received a letter from Ken Davis, our chairman, you know, saying, you know, let's make two bones about it. Please, can you support the racing club, because this has been horrific and this is all here for you. Thank you for those that have. We understand those that haven't. Don't get me wrong. We get it. We're back on the 1st of August. Let's make it even bigger and better then. We go one extra where we add the Dave Allen Trophy for that one to sort of add a bit more. And then the 31st, we'll add a couple more races, and it's sort of growing to get us through this crazy situation. And we thank you. We love you all. You know, you've got Jed making the comment here as well. And this is lovely when, you know, this talks about family Combe. No Ray Ferrari Nut Ferguson. Not at the minute, but I can only assume he's not in his the spring of youth. Maybe he's having to be careful at the moment on what he's able to do. I'm sure we will see him at some point. It will be lovely. Incidentally, by the way, you weren't the first to say that he's Jeremy Clarkson's love child by the appearance there.
Excellent.
That works well. Tim Perry asked the question, is Sam Tompkins running this year? Does amazing in-car footage videos of his races as Car Guy Diaries on YouTube. I've been trying to read between the lines on that at the minute, and I do need to drop him a line and find out, because I had a horrible feeling he's sold his car. Hence, Jed Dawes even asking about Sam Tompkins. I need to find out the situation on that. This is a very unique situation that's been thrown at everyone, and I agree. Hence, as you said, Tom, is that Jed Dawes says a lot of big names not there, but the grids look cool, and that's the irony of it, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, without a doubt. No, and paves the way for the people that And I think that's the thing, isn't it? We've been inundated, all of us, with various things. Some people, there's a lot of personal stuff for various reasons. People can't do various things. Ross does know. There you go.
Sam, not until next year, I think, in a fresh car. Now, I don't know whether that's not until next year, I think, or I think in a fresh car. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Learn your punctuation, Ross, all right? Because then we know which way that we know which way it goes. There we go. We can rely on his good lady to come in. What's Peggy said is that she said Sam has a fresh car to surprise us with. Like it. And in fact, Tim's obviously gone sniffing around after asking the question himself. Check their website. They were building a new car, a Honda Integra. I mean, that's the beauty of this hot hatch, is it throws up something completely different to everything else we've already got there.
Yeah, Integras, they're cool.
Exactly. So, yeah, it's there's so much going on. Amazing grids. There's going to be some amazing racing. And as we said, Tom, is that we're going to be bringing all the action. We're not going to go live for the qualifying. We will go live at the end of it, because we'll be ferreting around, making sure everything's running in the morning, offline checks and things like that. And then literally the plan is at 11 a.m. we will go live. There'll be nothing on track at that point. It will be just sort of chatting, getting everybody introduced, everybody settled, building up, let you know what has happened in the qualifying. We've got to try and have grids with no paperwork. I've got no paperwork to make my notes on, or actually have grids presented to me. So I've got to read it on TSL and write my notes on blank pieces of paper. It's going to be an almighty challenge for you. So please bear with us, but we're going to bring you all that action. And I think we've got to tackle it, Tom, in the way it's meant, is that we've got to just be enjoying it.
Definitely, yeah, without a doubt. Just like I said, there's a lot of people, like I said, a lot of marshals and people that are, unfortunately can't be there, and the atmosphere is going to be different, and I get all that, but it is what it is. We're all well, we're all healthy, and the more I speak to people, the more I find out that people have been affected by this in lots of different ways. Health-wise, all the way through to businesses, through to everything else. So look, we're very, very lucky to get where we are, and also I'd like to say there have been so many volunteers, and that's why Ken wrote that letter to say, everyone's given up their time. We're not making a penny out of this. It's really, really to the bone on this one. So that's all I can say. Just please, just watch it. It looks like it's going to be a damp day, so that should be fun. There's some great people out there. Chris, you've worked really hard on this. I think sit back, don't go to the pub, have a beer at home, watch, enjoy, comment, get involved.
And that is the thing, by the way. It is this. I've set it up that we're running it in the same way. Is that those screens are basically guests of me on this show, in effect. But it will be put up as the main screen, other than in between racing, and that includes get involved. It doesn't mean I can read all of your comments out and things like that. Be sensible about it. Is that if you comment between races, there's more chance that your comments or questions are going to get read out. If it's during the race, I'm watching the race and I'm commentating.
I was going to say, and I think that's that downtime in between will be when you can go back and oh, look at that, and people commented on different things, and that's when you can go back. And this is at the end of the day, this is not the BBC or ITV or Sky or whatever. This is dog and stick. We've put this together. The guys have put this together, and
it's only me as well.
To give you something. Exactly. Yeah, and it's a big ask. So just bear with, watch, enjoy, take it for what it is, listen to the commentary. And like I said, because the great thing is you can watch it back, you can listen to it back. It'll be that's the other thing. It'll be on a podcast as well, won't it, Chris? I mean, that's the other thing. So you can listen to it on a podcast. I assume.
I will see. I mean, that's going to be a lot.
Quite big, isn't it? It's going to be fairly big. Yeah.
I might look to see if we can
race by race.
maybe look to chop things up. I'll see what I can do afterwards. Remember that that's all me sort of doing it in my own free time, doing things like that. But we'll look and see what I can do about chopping the audio. As you know, I do a lot of audio editing and things like that. Is that we could have it that go, right, there's the 2 Saloons races, there's the 2 hot hatches, and we'll work out whether I've got time to do it and things like that. The video, in terms of the feed, the live feed as it goes, is that will then be up like this, is that it's available to watch back at a later date on Facebook, on YouTube, and of course we've got it in more places. It's the Castle Combe Circuit, the Castle Combe Racing Club, and the Chris Dawes Media pages on Facebook. The Castle Combe, well, you've got it there, is that the Castle Combe Facebook page and the Chris Dawes Media Facebook page for what it's worth. So you can watch it on your big screens, you can watch it, you can have barbecues out in the garden, you can do everything. Let's have some fun together. It's going to be some great fun. It is not what we're used to, but frankly, it's more than we were expecting.
Without a doubt. And we've got our health. We've all got our health. That's the main thing.
It is, and I appreciate, thank you very much. I know Pete Spiller, that's Dave Spiller's dad. Or should we call Dave Spiller Pete Spiller's son? I don't know, but sorry, Pete. Either way, but is the Dave Allen Trophy definitely happening 1st of August? Hoping to share the car with Dave and ruin his race, he says. So he's going to be slower than his son.
Yeah.
But how cool is that? A father and son team, Dave Allen Trophy. Joe's already responded and said that's the plan.
Good. Yeah, I was about to say that's the plan. I mean, I've been tripping over the talk about dangers of COVID. I've been tripping over the blooming trophy. It's in a flight case sort of industrial box about this huge, but amazing. We got it because I didn't know what it was. I got it out the other day, and really lovely what those guys did. And I spoke to Alan the other week. The factory's back up and running at the moment. Obviously, they're going to be closing at some point completely, but they're up at the moment, sorting things out. And he's absolutely pumped for it. He wants, they again, we'll do everything we can to get that sorted.
Perfect, and I love that father and son idea. And 2 lovely guys, Dave and Pete Spiller, are just gents, and it's so good to call them friends, to be honest with you. Jamie Peters Ennis says this will be my first event since 2000 I've missed, either as a fan or working, and there's many of you who've got stories probably even further back. We get it,
definitely.
And we love you for it, and we understand all of that. Becky Hill,
and it's a shame, Jamie, bless him, he's a great guy, and he's always been helping loads of different people there, loads of different people, Ilsa, and and I think this is the thing, isn't it? This is what I mean with people. You don't realise what other people are giving up their time and energy to do and help with.
Yeah, everybody will be back, and I tell you what, it's going to be quite emotional when we all get to be together again. I have no doubt about it. I've already sort of imagined what it's going to be like when we're all back again. Becky Hill says I'll be having a listen. Good luck for Saturday, my Combe family. That's the point. Jed Doyle, and thank you for this. I'm just going to quickly put this one up. Jed Doyle, you guys rock. What you're doing is awesome. I'm sure everyone will have a great day. Thank you for that.
Jed's been Jed's bless him. He's been marshalling in the week. I've seen him a few times come through the gate, and he says hello to me at crack of dawn when we stood there. Because obviously at the moment it's really important. We're just trying to keep the gate closing. And bless him, he's been marshalling for us throughout the week. So thank you, Jed.
Yeah, thank you for that. Jay Golden says, "Good thing I recently bought a crate of beer." Then absolutely. And Jed Doyle says, "You're going to need both eyes then, Dawsy." You're not wrong, mate. I've got to try and get this sorted literally tomorrow. Hopefully the eye drops will sort it out. And apologies for looking like a freak tonight. But as Tom will testify to, you were worried I was going to do it at all, weren't you? To be honest.
Yeah, no, definitely. I spoke to you earlier. Yeah, it wasn't good. No. Especially because you were halfway through a bottle of whiskey at the time as well.
Yeah. It's a struggle. It's horrible what's happening. I don't know where this has come from, but hopefully it'll just be sorted. But literally, even my wife, bless her, she was worried about me coming up for this show. And this was like the best thing we could do, because just by reducing the light actually helped keep it under control. So apologies, it's been a bit freaky. This is lovely. From one hero, from our hero, to be honest with you, Chris Mason and his lovely wife Emma Mason. While we are here, massive thank you to you both and all involved for doing Combe TV. Thank you, mate. I appreciate it. And that's why this is supposed to be a bit of fun. Is that it is, and it is playing on, as I say, on the. Let me remove that so you can actually see it a bit clearer. and I'm going to put it up to that so you can see the.
Still got the red bit at the bottom, Chris. I think, can you move
hang on, yeah. Let me momentarily. Is that you've got the Let the Combe TV be gin, obviously playing on the joke that I'm always drinking my gin. I hope you saw that then. I don't know.
We did. Yeah, no, we did.
And of course, it's got the lockdown 2020. We'll probably do one that removes that later. But the point being is that we've got to remember the lockdown 2020. This is what it's all about.
And you know what, Chris? Yesterday I was chatting to somebody from Motorsport UK. Was it last night? I'm getting confused now. I think it was last night. And he's a commercial director, event director up at Motorsport UK, and he rang me last night. He's coming down on Saturday, and he said he'd been watching some of these, and he really, really liked the one we did with Sue and the guys, and was really, and that's great. And and I said to him he said, no one else has done it. Nobody else has done this. No other circuit has done this. No other venue's done this.
We've played around with the way that we've done it, haven't we? And the people that we've got involved, and we've tried to keep it mixed up. But the thing that's tried to stay is that we're a family, we're having fun, and it's been lovely to just interact with you all. And I do love it when you're back with me, Tom. I must be honest. We just have a good giggle, don't we? For goodness sake, and I think that's what people appreciate.
I like to think I bring a bit of professionalism to it.
I bring none, mate, especially tonight. I got none at all. I'm not bothered. Peggy, thank you. We just appreciate the effort you've all put into this just so that we can stream and watch and still support. We will have it streaming on all screens around the home too, like a fashion. And here's one that I knew had to pipe in, is that we were talking about the amount of time missing. And I know that this is just phenomenal. Goose, one of the Quarry Hardcore, only missed 4 in 51 years.
Yeah.
Which I always find amazing because he does not look his age, Goose, to be fair to him. And I'm not saying that because he's listening, he just doesn't. But to only have missed 4 in 51 years. And I know that hurts with a few of you people. But this is why I've just worked so hard with Kevin and Tom and everybody else to try and bring you something as best we possibly can. Darren Duffield, this is someone, missed that one. It moved up there. Sorry, Darren. Great to see that we've suddenly connected on Facebook, mate, and can't wait to get out in the hot hatches. A new name to me, and we're going to see him out there, and that's the beauty. We've still got all of that going on as well. Jed Dawes says you're welcome, Tom, for the work that he's put in. Good to see that, mate. Praise indeed when we've got Beardy himself as well, actually saying great show both. Thank you, and I appreciate that, mate. Thank you very much. Chris Hignall, great show again. Thanks, chaps. See you all on Saturday. Tim Perry, without the lockdown, Combe TV would not have happened, would it? Probably not. Yeah. And that's an interesting way of turning a negative on its head, is it?
Yeah, no, very true. No, definitely. And Sam, it all spawned really from Sam's idea, who's not got on this show. Bless, he's too cool.
He doesn't want to, does he?
No, he's far too cool, being a media type up in blooming Kent, wherever he lives. But yeah, no, he saw somebody do it on Instagram. It was someone we know with Mike Brewer, and he said, well, if Mike Brewer and this other person can do it, he said, I'm sure you two idiots can. So, and that was it, wasn't it? And there we are, however many weeks later. But I'm glad it's good. I'm glad everyone's enjoying it. I just want to, sorry, Chris, I know the time's going on, but I just want to say one thing, because all the people, please, if you are coming on Saturday, if you're racing, or you're marshalling, can you just Marcus and Cafe Bar H will be open for takeaway food, and he's also got a food couple of the pit stop and everything else. It's been very ridiculously tough for those guys. Obviously, they've had zero income, and they've opened up and they've tried everything they can this last few weeks. Please, he is going to a lot of effort, and he has spent an incredible amount of money and time. So it's just a plug for him. Please, guys, appreciate everyone's tight on money, but if you can, and you can support him, cup of coffee, bacon roll, something to eat, whatever, please. He's running the units in the paddock. Please, just give him a bit of a plug there, because like I said, he's a great guy. He's worked really hard, and bless him, he's gonna throw a few through a few ciders in cans at the end of the day. We can't do the raffle for the marshals and everything else, but hopefully we're going to do that. So I just wanted to say that, please, if you can support him, please do, guys. He will be open on Saturday.
No, absolutely. Scott Thompson, great show, guys. Looking forward to Saturday, but don't want to see anyone professionally. I'm imagining he's on the medical side.
He is, yeah. Scott is, yeah.
I agree then. I agree that you hope not to see anybody at all. And Goose is saying, roll on Saturday. I've bagged the TV to watch. And on that front is that you look, here are the comments, facebook.com/CC Racing Club /live. Go to that and you can set a reminder for the show on Saturday. Facebook.com/Castle Combe Circuit /live. Set the reminder. Equally, if you ever wanted to, facebook.com/Seadoors Comms /live. It's there, but these are the most important ones. And equally, the one scrolling at the bottom, youtube.com/user/Castle Combe Circuit UK. Go and have a look. And you can also look for Chris Dawes Media as well. And please subscribe to that, because then it ups the subscriber numbers and it opens up more possibilities for me to do more TV shows and things on that one as well. Agreed. Marcus rocks. His food is ace and looks after everyone. Agreed. Totally. Listen, that has been the preview for Saturday. How excited are we that we get to go racing again in 2 days' time? I can't wait.
I know.
So exciting. I agree with that comment. I'm so nervous. I hope that everything we're going to provide for you for the coverage is going to work. For all of you who are going to be there in the orange, in the medical, in the recovery, in everything. We wish you a safe day. For those of you who are racing, please do stay safe. And thank you for putting on the entertainment for us all. We can't wait for the family, for a chunk of the family to be back together. It's a step in the right direction, Tom, isn't it?
It is definitely, without a doubt. And we'll be there. And guys, come and say hello to me, please. I'll be roaming around. Chris is up in his little box. But if you see me, say hello. And if there's anything we can say we can do to help, any questions, any queries, there's a lot, like I said, a lot of names and people. Please, we'll do what we can. So please, anything, any issues on the day, just come give us a shout.
And it's an interactive show, unlike normal, because we can do what we've been doing here as well with all your comments. Let's enjoy it together. Just please understand the situation I'm in is that if you do the comments in between the races, there's more chance I can bring them up. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for Tom. I've enjoyed it being the two of us, the Bant brothers, as Emma calls us, back together. Thank you very much. Stay safe. Have a safe journey to the circuit and away from the circuit, as well as at the circuit. We look forward to seeing you. It's Race Day Live. It's the next time we'll see them, Tom.
Cheers, guys. Thanks, everyone.
Cheers, all. Stay safe.